tous et bienvenue pour cette nouvelle vidéo. Aujourd'hui, j'ai l'immense honneur, la chance de rencontrer l'un des plus grands noms de l'instruction du tir que puisse compter finalement cette communauté du tir tactique. C'est Travis Haley. Alors je vais faire cette vidéo là en anglais afin qu'on puisse communiquer ensemble et on vous mettra la description juste en bas. Hi Travis Haley. I'm really so honored to meet you, to have shared these 3 days with you on the shooting range. You're the most inspiring guy I've seen, the most inspiring firearm instructor, the most skills by as well because you shoot goddamn fast. And I just wanted to tell you right now that with a lot of humility, to say that if I'm here today as a firearm instructor, it's thanks to you. I do remember as a kid watching all your videos like back to Magpul Dynamics and everything. It was like, oh wow, I want to be like that. I want to be this guy. And honestly, I wouldn't be here without you. So first of all, to start the video, I would like to tell you that thank you a lot, Travis, for what you do and what you've done for the tactical community and what you're going to do as well in the future. So thank you for that. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. That means a lot, man.
Thank you very much, Travis.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the D5 training course. Can you tell in a few words about the D5 training course?
So our D5 programs are they're my favorite courses to teach and be a part of because you see the most transformational moments in people because they start to realize how much of the world the shooting world that they don't know much about. And I think that's why that is and why it's transformational is because, you know, we have a little saying, and you've heard it for the last 3 days. We tell people to stop putting shooting into their lives and start putting their life into their shooting. So we use a lot of things that are, create relevance. And, like the handshake, the tools that we talked about. And so people that have an idea of that in their lives, instantly it clicks. And yes, at the same time, we talk about the science behind shooting, which is, when people first hear that, they go, whoa, that's going to be way too complex. And yes, that is absolutely true, but our job is never to dumb things down as instructors to people. The last time I checked, when I was in a gunfight, it was the most complex situation of my life. So why would I try to simplify that? Why wouldn't I want to understand all the nuances, everything about it, especially when I failed in gunfights? So it allows me to go back into it and objectively look at something versus subjectively look at it from theory. And so a lot of people in our industry, in our communities as instructors, we have our preconceived notions. We have our experience. We spend a lot of time behind the gun. We spend a lot of time in bad places around the world in combat situations, and we will still be absolute to some technique or some tactic.
And bye.
We decided to do with our foundational classes in D5 is turn it into a formula, right? A scientific test platform where if I can measure something, which is good about scientific principles, I can create a baseline. I can create a performance cap. I can measure it repeatably. I can come up with different variables that we can throw at it. Like, okay, your grip is really good now. Now let's throw sand, mud, dust, snow, ice, water, oil, and all those things. Just as an example of variables. We don't do that in our class, but it is important to understand all the things that are going to get thrown at you. So take, for example, something as simple as gripping a firearm. All of our lives we've been taught to fill the void or, fill that gap in there and then wrap our fingers around as we go out. If you think of how a tool works, which is how our body works, it's a class 2 lever, right? Where that means the pin in a tool of a lever is out like crab leg breakers or nut crackers, as we explained to create relevance in the class. I can send it home right there, and then my thumb is still high, which means I can do what? Fill the gap, okay? And then I'm ready to go again. Guess how you hold a bat? Guess how you hold a golf club? Guess how we'd wring out a towel or crush something? If I gave you an apple right now, you wouldn't crush it like this. You'd crush it like this. So why have we been holding a gun backwards for 60 years? Because of theory, because of people's preconceived notions or patterns that were awesome. And we looked up to iconic people that said those things to us. And as now we progress through technology, science, and the ability to measure and repeat these things, we find out that, wait a minute, this whole time we could have been doing something much easier, much more efficient. And that's, I think, some of the transformations that happen in D5 based around the science of shooting. And then, of course, simplifying it because it's complex. You know?
Yeah, and this is what you say, you know, this is not based on belief, like, I should do it this way because it might be better. It's based on science. I mean, you as you say, you work with experts in different, you know, like biomechanics, ocular, you name it, and you can feel it on the shooting range. And once again, this is not something boring, like, oh yeah, we talk about angles, whatever, and everything, like after 5 minutes of speaking, nobody, you know, understand what's going on. You can feel it. And what I really love as well in your training course is like the instructors, you know, as a student, I'm not just watching you firing. As a student, I'm an actor of my own training course. Basically, most of the time, like Trevor came to me, asked me question, how do you feel? What do you think about that and everything? And it pushed your reflection a little bit forward. I never seen that before in every shooting ranges. So yeah, this is just amazing. And from my point of view, everybody should go to that training course just to increase their understanding of fundamentals with the science behind. And this morning, what I really loved as well is all your speech about physiology, but as well on all the other aspects, like what's behind the shooter. I am a shooter, but what's behind me? What's going to be the reason I'm going to shoot? Everything behind that.
The belief system.
Yeah,
What do you believe in?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's important.
So yeah, so many things. You know, my brain is just burning right now. It's many information. The sun as well. You know, cook my brain as well. But I spent maybe the most valuable 3 days of my life on the shooting range. I mean, the deliberate practice and everything that was just mind blowing. Thank you so much for that, Travis. So if you got a few words to say as well to my community, feel free.
Well, I think it's intimidating here, and I know time and the sun's going down here, so I'll keep this quick. It's intimidating when you hear the science of shooting, right? Don't be intimidated by that. I certainly was at first, but then when I started asking actual experts, hey, how do we do this? Like you said, we have, and again, people go, well, who's Travis Haley to tell me about the science of shooting? Nobody. I'm a guy that puts things together and builds bridges to bridge gaps, right? Like right now, we're potentially bridging a gap between us and faraway lands that can have completely different pathways in life, but we come to the same conclusion as we have in the last 3 days. And that has been by the assistance, the help, the mentoring with biomechanics experts, sports performance doctors, ocular scientists, neurofeedback and psychology and physiology specialists. So yeah, we take those people, we bring them on staff, we study this, we break it down as much as possible, and then our jobs as instructors is to keep it simple, right? So we can take a highly complex subject and try to figure out how do we take a shooter and understand these complex things as simple as possible. And I think that's what our magic is, and we love doing it every day. We love motivating people with that new world. We love inspiring and moving them into a new direction in their life. And as you know, it's from the feedback that you heard in the class, and I love to hear, and I believe it's also a shooting class. You know, so that's what I expect everybody to do is my intentions, not expectations, is for people to never be full of themselves. Always seek more knowledge. The more we know, the less fear we'll potentially have. The less fear, the less hatred, the less destruction of our world, right? That's our job, is to leave the world a better place than what we came in it. And that's all I ask people to do. And if it's the experience with us here at Haley Strategic or other people out there that can create that same experience, that's what I want. That's what the world needs, man. And so thank you for coming here for 3 days, man. And
that was truly an honor to us, really.
And it's been awesome to get to know you. And I look forward to coming to France and working with this guy. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Travis.
You bet.
Bye.
Shit. All right, get on. Guns up. See you soon. See how it instantly slows you?
You know the American, you are so nice with the French guy. Thank you very much.